Okay, so I didn't think this was going to be the Superman movie to win me over, but here we are. Hi, my name is Jenna Jo, if you didn't know, and welcome to Movie Monday, where every Monday I tell you a movie you need to watch, and sometimes not. Today we're talking about, yes, you guessed it, Superman. You know, the brand new DCU kickoff movie that just came out. Let's be real, it's everywhere right now. It just came out, It's 2 hours and 9 minutes long, and it's categorized as an action sci-fi. And this cast is huge. There is absolutely no way that I could even try and think about putting all of the faces on the screen that you can find featured in this film, but I am gonna put some of those faces on the screen now. I feel like we could sit here for a good 10 to 15 minutes if you wanted to go through every single person in the cast, but let's keep moving on. Like, if you're more into that behind the scenes information, like ratings, writers, directors, producers, that should also be all on the screen right now. Okay, let's rewind a little bit. The only Superman movie that I had seen before this one was the Batman vs. Superman one from a decade ago, 2015, 2016, and let me just say, it did not leave the best impression. So I went into this a little bit nervous, especially after hearing that David Corenswet, right? That's how you say his name? But after hearing that he was attached to this movie as well, like, what do you mean the guy that I thought was gay in Twisters is now Superman? What do you mean the guy in Pearl is now Superman? Does he look the part? Sure. But would he feel like Superman? I didn't know. But I'll be honest, the moment I saw how unserious he was in certain moments, it definitely grounded him a little bit for me. He didn't feel like some untouchable symbol of perfection. He felt human. And that's when I knew that this actually might work. Let's talk about some other things. This movie is bright. It's like visually colorful in the best way, in my opinion. From alien monsters to tech landscapes, it all feels very lived in but vibrant. And Superman's costume, I liked it. I liked the trunks more specifically. I liked how they weren't itty bitty. And also, just to note, before going into this, I had seen Hot Girl's costume and I was really curious how they were gonna make that work, and I'm happy to say that they did make it work. It does not look weird on her. When thinking of some of my favorite moments, there was definitely one that kept coming up, and I don't think this is a spoily, cover your ears just in case if you're worried about that though. There is this moment when Superman is in his fortress and he is just surrounded by his childhood memories from Kansas, and there's no like super big speech or intense monologue going on. It just felt a little bit tender to me. It's definitely not a tearjerker movie, but there are emotional beats. Oh, and how do we make this review without talking about Krypto the dog? Oh my gosh, loved him. Every time he came on screen, I was probably smiling. I loved the bad dog energy take on everything. I definitely feel like it's something that's not always utilized. Oh, but while we're still ping-ponging, I have to mention this one moment. There is this scene that features this song called 5 Years Time by Noah and the Whale. And let me just say, when this came on in the theater, I very quickly was like, oh my gosh, my phone turned on, let's turn this song off. Because I have been listening to this song, playing the song on ukulele, enjoying the song for well over a decade. It's definitely a niche pool, at least in my opinion. There's not a lot of people that I know that also know this song. James Gunn, I see you. That was such a niche choice, but it was also perfect. Oh well, in 5 years time we could be walking around a zoo. And while we're still on this, let's talk about Mr. Terrific. He stole the show time and time again for me. Such great comedic timing and energy. I loved it. And while I liked what we saw of Hot Girl, I just wish we got more of her. She didn't really get enough time to do a whole bunch, but I know I would love to see her again. The cast felt really strong, but there are just so many characters. So I feel like it's almost inevitable that some of them feel a little underutilized at times. Here's what I really liked about this movie. You're probably going to be like, bro, that's what you're honing in on? Yes, I'm sorry, but I am gonna say the end credits, okay? They didn't feel like a trailer, and it didn't feel like it was setting up the next 5 movies, and I love that. I miss when movies did end credit scenes and they just felt good for that movie. I definitely feel like this movie does a really good job at that. We don't need to set up an entire universe in the end credits, guys, at least in my opinion. And I also really like that this movie doesn't require you to be like a DC expert. I am definitely proof of that. All I knew before going into this is Superman is not from Earth. I didn't even know about the whole parents thing. I didn't even know about the whole Kansas thing. Like, I really did not know hardly anything. Oh, and if you were curious if you could take your kid to this, I definitely think you could. I took my 7-year-old over the weekend and he loved it. Am I excited for the next DC movie? I don't know, maybe? I don't know if excited is the right word, maybe more hopeful now. So I guess that could be seen as a win. All right, let's wrap everything up in a box and give you my final thoughts. This movie isn't perfect, but it's fun, thoughtful, and it's filled with the kind of heart that we really don't get from superhero blockbusters anymore. And David Corenswet definitely brought something new and charming to the table. I definitely get the casting now. And I feel like it has a pretty good message. Hope, justice, humanity is worth protecting together. It made me weirdly care about Superman by the end of it, which is definitely not something that I expected. Oh, and I gotta know in the comments, what did you think of Krypto? Oh my gosh, she was so cute. If you liked today's video, make sure to give it a like. It definitely helps this channel out. And if you like this face, you like this kind of content, maybe consider subscribing. And I'm excited because I already have the plans laid for the next Movie Monday. I'm going to go though. I hope you guys all have a good day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!